This is the Radical Rant Podcast. Hello everybody and welcome to the Radical Rant Podcast for August the 21st of 2019. Adam aka CSRadical here with you guys, and well, we got a few things to talk about this week. We are going to go through the early information that we've gotten about Disney Plus, which is a big issue I'm taking here from a nerd standpoint, at least from a Marvel point of view. We're also going to talk about potentially a new Saints Row game coming, as well as a very interesting topic of should we forgive Hello Games now that No Man's Sky has been a couple of years since its launch. We'll get into that much further later. And depending on how much time we have, I don't know, I might just throw in something random at the end here, because it's just those three things this week, so we'll see where it takes us. So, I might as well just start with Disney, because originally it was just going to be these two things, and it turns out that, you know, the Disney thing kind of popped up real quick. And I mean, first off, the price is going to be $8.99. I don't know what it is in the States. I know I heard from my end it's $8.99 Canadian, which is fine. I have trouble right off the bat with the service to begin with, no matter what the price is. Like, even if the price was $4.99, I'd still be like, but I'm basically just going to get it for a month and then just shut it down. Because honestly, the way that it's going to work is, at this point, I don't really care about much other than the Marvel TV series that they put up. Because I'm not going to miss any of the movies in theaters. I've never missed one since the MCU has started, so I don't think it's going to be in that case where, say, like, I don't know, like Shang-Chi. I'm not going to miss Shang-Chi. I may not know what the fuck's going on with it, but there's a pretty good chance that I'm not missing it. In terms of the shows, though, I have to make sure that I watch what I can from that. I really do want to watch them. It's just a matter now of essentially waiting till the entire series airs, because I'm imagining they're doing it weekly. And then, you know, after that, it's a matter of, you know, just buying the stream when I need it, or buying the service when I need it, and just hammering it out. But $8.99 is a tough price to pay if I was going to do it consistently. I think that's the issue here, too, is that doing $9 a month makes no sense when the only thing I really care about is Marvel. A lot of the stuff that's older is not a big deal to me. I mean, I'm not going to go back and watch old Disney movies. I'm not going to go back and watch, like, old TV shows and stuff like that they've been doing. It's not quite an interest of mine, but I don't know. It's one of those things where the service is, it's got one thing I really want, and then everything else, I'm just like, I don't really care. But the price alone is a little like, it doesn't make me feel one way or the other so much as just like, well, it's just making it really easy for me to just kind of stick to my guns and be like, all right, just hammering out one series and then shutting it down for a while, and, you know, whatever it may be. Who knows, maybe if they even do free trial things, like maybe that's when I just start throwing out emails around, and if I can just binge an entire series in 7 days or whatever it is, like, who knows. But I mean, we'll see at this point. The thing that I am worrying about, though, is their day one library that they're showing. And the first red flag is the first thing they show. So here is what worries me. This is the day one library for Marvel films. So get ready. List this down, guys. So it's Captain Marvel, Iron Man 3, and Thor: The Dark World. I didn't pause because I forgot something. Oh, that's it. That's the movies that will be available the second the streaming service launches. No Avengers movie, no Endgame, no nothing. In fact, it almost looks weird. Like, they're saying, oh, Avengers Endgame will be available, you know, around December 11th, which makes me wonder, I'm like, what if that comes out before Infinity War? That would be interesting. But think about that for a sec. Those 4 movies, not even in chronological order, and not even the second Iron Man. So for some reason, you have 1 and 3. I'm not understanding what's going on here. Like, what am I looking at? Why is it those 4? Why is it not the original Iron Man, the original Cap, the original Thor, like the movies that we started out with in the MCU? Like, what's going on? Am I missing something? Is there some like weird business thing they're trying to do here that makes sense? Because to me, my question is, why the fuck aren't every Marvel movie that's already out on DVD not on the service day one? That is my question. Why is that not there at all times? What is the point of slowly rolling it out? I don't get that. It doesn't make any sense. We've all seen it. You're not stopping us from doing anything. Is this a licensing thing? It doesn't make sense to be that because Captain Marvel's in this list. So what's going on here? And I'm not really sure what. So this was my first red flag because you're not even putting out like the full library. You're not even putting out like a decent part of the library. Because, I mean, let's be completely honest. Thor the Dark World should not be one of the first movies you get to see on that service because it's probably one of the worst ones in the MCU. So, for that one to be the one they choose is, I don't get it. So you have one of the later movies in Captain Marvel. You have the original Iron Man. Okay, cool. That's literally like the first one. But then you have the third one and not the second. Okay, that's weird. And then you have the second Thor movie. Like, where the fuck was the decision making in this? Now they are saying that all the chronological Star Wars movies are going to be out, including Force Awakens and Rogue One. So Last Jedi is not up there yet. So episodes 1 through 6 are there. Okay, so that makes sense, chronological order. All Pixar movies will be up there except for Toy Story 4, which will be in theaters just before. Actually, I think it's in theaters now. So, I mean, again, Star Wars, they're putting most of the chronological stuff out. And yet, we're getting 4 Marvel movies. That's really fucking strange. Not Doctor Strange, fucking strange. But other than that, so these are the original shows they're going to be having. And I'm not like television shows, so brand new series. So they have The Mandalorian, which is a Star Wars live action series. I'm not familiar with that content, but I mean, who knows? Maybe I take a curious look into it. When's it set? Seems like it's in between 6 and 7. So, okay, that might be interesting to take a look at. But I mean, otherwise, like, I'm not really sure either way. Like, it's one of those things where, like, I'm so down on Star Wars right now that I'm not sure how I feel about it, but who knows? Maybe a television series might be a cool way to at least enjoy it from the outside. Because I really like Rogue One because it was an aside from everything. So who knows? Maybe that helps. Forky Asks a Question is one, which is a series that's going to come out of Toy Story 4. Whatever, won't be my thing. Spark Shorts, which is a series of Pixar Animation Studio shorts. That might be fun. The Marvel Heroes Project. I've never heard what this is. So it is... The reality series looks at positive change several young people are making in their own community. Okay, so it's like a pseudo Make-A-Wish or Be a Star chord. It's like, here's good in the world. Okay, I don't care. That's... Look, I like that they're doing the whole, like, see there's good in the world kind of thing, but I don't care enough to pay money to see that. That's something you could have just put on YouTube for fucking free. Here's an idea, Disney. Put that on your service for free on all period. Like, let people download the service, and then if they want to see something, put that up. Because that's not something people should have to pay for. So that's a little bit stupid. High School Musical, the series, which that's literally the title. So dumb as fuck. I'm not in on that. That's way out of my area. Encore. Let's see. In a reality series exclusively produced by Kristen Bell, former castmates of High School Musical recreate the original performances. So it's more High School Musical stuff. Oh, of a High School Musical. Okay, so okay. So it's like they're doing like old like Broadway like shows of specific like old school like musicals. They list The Sound of Music, Beauty and the Beast, Annie, and others. Okay, that's kind of neat. I mean, again, Broadway's not my thing, but you know, it is what it is. It just says Untitled Walt Disney Imagineering documentary series. So who knows? Just a cool documentary about the history of Disney. That's kind of nice. And then The World According to Jeff Goldblum, which I'm curious to see what the fuck that is. Here's the description. Jeff Goldblum leads each episode of this reality series by examining a deceptively familiar thing we all love, like sneakers or ice cream. Okay, you know what? Never mind. I need to see this. Jeff Goldblum just randomly like talking about shit. I'm in. I'm so in on that. That's it for the TV series they listed, by the way. They only have one original movie debuting by the look of it, right on the first day, and that's A Lady and the Tramp reboot. Already don't care because all these reboots have been dumb, and it sounds like it's... I mean, it doesn't say whether it's live action or not, but I'm assuming it's live action because everything has been, and I don't understand why. And that's it for the day one stuff. They don't show all the television series unless they kind of just hit it somewhere else. Maybe we'll get to it later, but for the time being, that's all I see. Now they get into like the rest of like the next 12 months. So this is the thing. So they say they're going to have more than 25 original episodic series, 10 original movies, 7,500 series episodes, 500 movies, and 100 of those films being recent releases. And again, here's where my red flag comes up. In the next 12 months, so remember the first 4 Marvel movies they said we were going to have. So here is what they say we are going to get within the next 12 months. 8 more movies. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Avengers Endgame, Avengers Infinity War, Black Panther, Captain America, The Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Iron Man 2, and Thor Ragnarok. Oh my fucking god, it's happened again. I didn't even read this part of the list. I didn't get this far down when I first looked at this. Are you fucking kidding me right now? So you're telling me that in 12 months, we're going to have no original Ant-Man and no original Thor, but we're going to have the other 2 Thor movies and the Ant-Man sequel that leads into Infinity War. And we also don't have the original Avengers Age of Ultron. We don't even have the original Captain fucking America. What the fuck is Disney doing here? I'm now actually being very genuine, like I'm kind of pissed off. What are they doing? I now have no interest in going after this service because I'm fucking terrified of the business practice they're trying to do here. Because if they're saying, we're not going to give you all of the MCU movies that are done, because Phase 3 is over and done with now with Spider-Man Far From Home in the can. So if that's the case, and we're only going to get 12 of the movies, excluding some of the most key movies, spoiler alert for Avengers Endgame. Avengers Endgame shows stuff from the original Avengers. And we don't have the original Avengers on Disney+. What the fuck is going on? I mean, they finished the second Iron Man movie, so I guess they gave us that. But no Guardians 2. No Doctor Strange. Like I said, no Captain America. What the fuck is going on here? No original Spider-Man. What's going on? What are they doing? Star Wars, they say they're going to add Last Jedi, Solo, and Rise of the Skywalker over the course of the first year. Pixar will add Toy Story 4. Yeah. Oh, man, this is worse than I thought it was going to be. All right, year one original shows. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we knew that. That was going to be fall of 2020. Marvel 616, which is a documentary that explores the intersection between Marvel stories. So it's like historical and cultural context of the stories of Marvel Universe. That's kind of neat because it sees like where they were digging from. Like I'd love them to do one about X-Men and explain how Stan Lee made X-Men as supposed to be a thing to show how racism wasn't back in the day. Not that, people were calling Stan Lee racist when he fucking died. Lamp Life, another Toy Story run-off with Bo Peep. Don't care. Monsters at Work. Really hate Monsters, Inc. That was one of the few Pixar movies that I was young enough to see and did not like. Star Wars The Clone Wars, so I guess they're bringing the anime series back and continuing forward. I've heard lots of good things about it, just haven't ever watched it. They're doing a documentary on how Frozen 2 is being made. That's kind of neat. Be Our Chef. It is so it's like a cooking reality show? Okay, boring. There's a million of those already. Cinema Relics, Iconic Art of the Movies. That's a working title. It's not official at this point. Anthology series re-examining beloved films through the props and costumes that made them unique. So they list things like Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, Mary Poppins, The Muppet Movie, Tron, and Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So it's probably talking about like all the cool props and like outfits and things that they made for the film. So that's kind of neat, I guess, in a sense. I don't know if I'd watch that deep a documentary, but that's kind of cool regardless. Diary of a Female President. Let's see, what's this? This seems like its own like special thing. Oh, okay. So this is the thing here. It says, told from the narration of her diary, the series follows a Cuban-American 12-year-old girl as she navigates middle school en route to becoming the future U.S. president. I wonder why they're making something like this. It can't be anything having to do with them not liking the current president right now. Let's move on. Magic of Animal Kingdom. This reality series will follow the teams of more than 1,000 animal care experts, vets, and biologists at Disney's Animal Kingdom. That's kind of cool. You know, just showing how they're taking care of the animals and showing that they probably do humanely. I hope. So there's that. This one is called Reconnect, another reality series. Each episode of Reconnect will show a family disconnecting in order to address a relatable issue and confront the family dilemma. Does it mean disconnect as like they take them away from the internet? In which case, okay, but I don't think we need to film that. Whatever. Rogue Trip. Journalist Bob Woodruff, never heard of the guy, travels the world with his 27-year-old son, Mac, focusing on places your average tourist is least likely to adventure. Lots of shows like that. That doesn't seem like anything new. Shop Class. This is a working title. This competition series highlights teams of inventive students who design, build, and test new contraptions before a panel of experts rate their work. That's kind of cool. It's almost like a Mythbusters competition. I'd be okay with something like that. That's not so bad. Year one original movies. Noel, it's a Christmas thing. I'm not even going to go further than that. All I need to do is Christmas movie, and I'd be like, don't care. Phineas and Ferb movie. Don't really know the series that well. Stargirl. It's a young adult novel, so it sounds like something out of my league here. Timmy Failure. That sounds like a kid's thing. And Togo. Sled Dog. Yeah, it's a Sled Dog movie. So yeah, there's a lot of kid stuff here. And then they go in and talk about more of the Marvel stuff that we already know. I went through that in the Phase 4 thing, so we know about that. Let's see. All right, so Day 1 Film Library highlights. So this is the official list from them. This is not everything. So here's just some. I'm not going to give you everything here. I'll just give you some of the ones that, you know, or at least I like. You know what? I'll just do ones I like and not just the ones, because most of these I wouldn't watch again, just because it's like I don't go back and watch a lot of old stuff these days. I don't really have time to. All right, so 101 Dalmatians. I don't know if that's the cartoon or the live action. Both I still found were pretty good. A Bug's Life, A Goofy Movie, Big Hero 6, Fantasia, Finding Nemo, Frozen, Hercules, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. That's cool. Inside Out. Iron Man is listed here again. That's, I guess, just because. Yeah, okay, so they're just putting like a bunch of everything in here. We'll try to skip the Iron Man and the Star Wars stuff here. Lady and the Tramp, Mary Poppins, Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, and that's the only one they list. So I don't know if that means they don't have any of the others in there, or if it's all of them and they just listed that one. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Steamboat Willie, The Incredibles, Little Mermaid, The Parent Trap. They specifically list the 1961 one. I actually really like the Lindsay Lohan one. That was one of the movies I liked a lot as a kid. Let's see. Princess Diaries. My girlfriend will be really happy to see that. Sword in the Stone. Tron. Up, WALL-E, and Zootopia. TV library highlights. Again, just a big list here. So Amazing Planet. Boy Meets World. I'm sure a lot of people meme the shit out of that again. DuckTales. Both the 87 and the 2016. Goof Troop. Kim Possible. Malcolm in the Middle. That's kind of neat. Let's see here. The Simpsons, I guess, is the big one. So yeah, well, I guess because of Fox, and that's the list here. So, God, how much time did I spend on this alone here in the podcast as I bring back Audacity back up? So we're almost at 20 minutes. Holy shit! I guess I'm not going to really need that special thing, maybe. But oh man. I gotta level with you guys. The more and more that I read about it, the more and more that I'm like, I don't want this service at all. I think I might just fucking look into maybe pirating the Marvel series, or at the very least, like, just getting it all up. No, I don't know. I can't justify $9 with that business practice. Because my question is, because they didn't show what was coming in year 2 with Marvel. My question right off the bat is, like, why are they holding so much content back? Like, this isn't rolling out. Like, WWE, for example, with the network, like most of the old pay-per-views of like WWE were there. It was the WCW and ECW stuff and outside things that took them a while to roll out. They're still putting, I think they just recently put up WCW Saturday Night episodes. That makes sense because it's stuff that wasn't ever theirs. But Marvel has been part of Disney the entire time they've been doing the MCU. So why? Why are they not rolling out all the old movies? And again, the choices too, like you're getting Ant-Man and the Wasp, but not the original Ant-Man. You're getting Captain America the Winter Soldier, but not the original Cap. You're only getting Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, but not the original or Age of Ultron. You're not getting Civil War, which is a huge part leading in to Infinity War, and all these side stories. Why are they skipping out on so much? That's so bizarre. Not to mention that they don't talk about any of the Fox Marvel movies, so there's no X-Men, there's no Deadpool. So I don't know what's going on. Just from a Marvel aspect, and like I said, this is where my interest for the Disney Plus channel is coming into play here, is the Marvel stuff. Star Wars is a little weird that they just didn't put Last Jedi in right away. They put everything up to Last Jedi. And Solo. Sorry, I forgot about Solo. It's pretty easy to forget Solo, let's be honest. They put a good chunk, though, in. Whereas Marvel, the day one of Marvel is 4 randomly selected movies. Literally, like, it looks like they just put them all in a randomizer, and those are the 4 that came out. Except for Captain Marvel, I think that was intentional. Because, again, you know, there's a lot of political motivation to so much stuff now. But why? Why those 4? Why Dark World? Why the fuck is Thor the Dark World one of the first things you're getting exposed to? What was the point? Like, that's where my confusion is why that movie specifically? I'd love to sit down with somebody and just say, hey, like, how did you guys choose that one? Like, what made you think that that was one of the first 4 people wanted to see on that service? And not like the, I don't know, like, other 20 films people have above that. It's so confusing. So at this moment in time, when the Disney Plus service launches, am I getting it? An absolute fuck no at this point. Will I get it later? That's yet to be seen. Because if by 12 months, we're only getting like half of all the Marvel movies, what the fuck are they doing? And that tells me like the whole thing of either they're trying to be really cheeky and make you want more, or, you know, I guess they just don't want customers right away. I don't know what the fuck they're trying to do here, because I honestly don't understand it. I mean, if you guys can figure out what's going on, tell me in the comments, but I have no goddamn idea what they're trying to accomplish here. But anyways, let's get off of the Disney bullshit train here. Let's talk about things that I'm actually, you know, happy about. So news came out that Volition is deep into production of a new Saints Row game, and they haven't released one since 2013. That was Saints Row 4. I am super goddamn psyched about this because Saints Row is probably one of my favorite games because it's Grand Theft Auto on every drug. No idea is a bad idea. That's Saints Row in a nutshell. And it's been a while, and Deep Silver's been having a little bit of trouble lately. Volition has been also having trouble because, what was Agents of Mayhem, I think? Yeah. Agents of Mayhem did fucking terribly. I knew right away, too, because I looked at what they said it was in the trailer, and like in their first reveal of it, and I'm like, this is not going to go well. This is going to fail. I don't know what made you guys think that this was a good idea. You know. And sure enough, it failed exponentially. I'm surprised the company's still going, honestly. Because who knows how much resourcing they put into that game. With a Saints Row 5, though, on the horizon, that will hopefully change things. I mean, Saints Row has been what it is. Oddly enough, Saints Row 4 kind of came out just before all the real politicization was going around in the games industry. So I'd be curious to see what they do and if they continue to give zero fucks. Because they take a lot of liberties in that game, and I can see a lot of journalists out there taking a bit of an apprehensive stance towards it. Granted, there are also people that take an apprehensive stance over fucking a color being wrong. So, and I'm not talking race. I'm just talking straight up color. So I don't know. I don't know how they'll treat that, but in terms of gameplay, I'm not going to complain if it's just another Saints Row game with a little more wackiness to it. I'm always down for that. So that just leaves us with one more thing. I realized pretty quickly as I started talking, I'm like, wait, how many times can I just say I'm really excited for a new Saints Row game? Actually, you know what? What could Saints Row 5 do? Now that I think about it, what could they do? Because I mean, if they keep this going story wise, like what do they do? They've already conquered like this alien overlord. Do they maybe like go back? Maybe start anew? Like a whole new thing on the side? Or I don't know. Because I mean, you literally became the president of the fucking United States before being the president of the United States was fucking cool. You became the president. You overthrew an alien overlord that attacked the planet. What do you do from there? That's so interesting. I never really thought about that. Like, what do you actually do to go further? Are we going to do, like, space travel? Is this going to be, like, comedy Mass Effect? I mean, I'm down for that. But, wow, what would they do? I feel like they'd almost have to go backwards. Because they've kind of gone as far as you can go without just going straight space travel. So, I mean, unless they start anew with brand new characters and everything, I don't know if they can do much more with the boss. I don't know how. I'm honestly, like, in my head, I'm thinking, unless they just go and you start conquering planets, that's about as far as you can go. And once you do that, you're dead. You can't do much more. So who knows? Maybe they do actually, like, go back to basics and just go back to starting fresh again. Who knows? But yeah, that I'll just add that to the end there, and that's all I can really put in for Saints Row. So the last thing I want to talk about, and I said at the top of the show, is the question that is arising, and I saw people saying they could never forgive Hello Games because of what No Man's Sky was at launch. So the question I'm running here is, should Hello Games be forgiven now that No Man's Sky is where it should have been 2 years ago, essentially? A lot of people have been, like I said, have been going around and being like, nope, can't ever forgive them. They put a game out in such a shit state. They lied to us. No Man's Lie was the thing they were memeing to death for a while. And I completely understand that. I bought No Man's Sky at launch. And I still enjoyed it for a little while because, I mean, I've always enjoyed the Minecraft kind of calmness, just going out and just mining shit and that kind of deal. But it got old very fast because, as we all knew, there just wasn't that much in there. There wasn't any building, or there wasn't the ability to, really do anything beyond fly to a planet, mine the shit out of it, take a couple of pictures, and then that was it. So I get it. I really do. I understand that the game in its original format was not worth paying full price it. That's what it was. However, need I remind everybody what a lot of companies usually do when they release a broken game? And the answer is that they do almost nothing. What has Hello Game accomplished in the last 2 years, everyone? Hello Games, in the last 2 years, accomplished essentially everything they promised. They just put out a new update, and for the most part, it's finished off everything we thought it was going to be at launch. They haven't been making anything else since. They have not turned around and taken the money and run. They have been constantly working at just making the game better. They've not, challenged the fan base and said, hey, you guys are full of shit, you're just whining. No, they've apologized immensely, and not only apologized by their words, but by their actions, by atoning and giving us what they promised. So if you ask me if Hello Games should be forgiven, the answer is it's an undoubtable yes. Absolutely, we should be forgiving them. Because they've done something that almost no gaming company in this decade has done. They've fixed their shit. The only game that I can think of that really got their shit together and fixed it and made the game alive again was Rainbow Six Siege. After that, most games, they don't recover. Anthem is never going to recover. Star Wars Battlefront 2 is never going to recover. Fallout 76 sure as shit ain't going to recover. No Man's Sky at launch compared to No Man's Sky today is like not even the same thing. And for people to have such a massive amount of vitriol in them, to say that they aren't worthy of our forgiveness, is misguided. And I feel like you're just talking with anger, or you're just talking about a company that you never was going to like to begin with. It sounds to me like all you did was you took the hype from the game and literally just decided that you were never going to participate. Because let's be completely honest here. If you actually cared about No Man's Sky and you are that far gone that you're not willing to forgive them after they gave us all what we wanted today, you need to revoke your gamer card, man. Because they did the one thing that no company ever does, and that's actually fucking fix it. You go and play any EA game and you tell me that they'll put something in such a shit state and actually give us the proper thing. Not a goddamn chance. They're too busy making money head over heels over Ultimate Team, over all these fucking morons. You tell me that all these companies would release a game in such a bad state and fix it to the extent that Hello Games did. And Hello Games is a small staff. Hello Games isn't BioWare. Hello Games isn't Bethesda. Hello Games is... Let me even Google it. How many people are in Hello Games? Because I'm sure it's such a small number. Yeah, 25 as of 2019. That's what it's listed. 25 people, guys. 25 fucking people. Remember that. Because we have games, like I said, the aforementioned Fallout 76, Anthem. Fuck, even Mass Effect Andromeda, they abandoned doing stuff for the single player because they knew it was a lost cause. All these companies fucked up, and they have immensely larger staff. And they were too busy sitting on their ass and making blanket apologies, while Hello Games fucking took all the criticism and went back and did something about it. They didn't just fucking turn a blind eye. They didn't give you fake PR apologies. They fucking did everything they promised. Is it shitty that they lied to us for the first day launch? Yes, it is. But then they atoned for it. They earned the forgiveness by actually putting their money where their mouth was and getting it done regardless. When no other company is willing to do that. In an age where it's a coin toss whether or not your game's going to get released perfectly or not, or at least in a marginally not buggy-ridden mess state, they actually fucking put it together. I think that's worth forgiveness. And if you don't think so, I think you might just need to stop playing games, because this is like what Hello Games has done is probably as good as it's going to get, because you're never going to see the age of games prior to the 360, PS3, Nintendo Wii age where we were getting day one patches all the time. The days of the Super Nintendo, the PlayStation, the Sega Genesis, the PlayStation 2, the GameCube, the original Xbox even, they're gone. We don't get games in perfect states anymore. We don't even get games in like 90% good states these days. Most games are launched as a buggy mess. Most of them were lucky enough that the bugs are by chance and not consistent. But we aren't getting games the way that we're supposed to anymore. And I think it's an absolute joke if you think that a company that actually tried to fix it, and I don't mean tried as did a couple of quick hot fixes and then left it alone because they realized they weren't going to please anybody. No, Hello Games for 2 years put their head down, dealt with all the criticism that they deserved, and then fucking did it. They fixed everything. Okay, not everything, but they fixed... Fuck, the game is almost exactly what we thought it was going to be when it first came. So, I mean, I don't know what they're supposed to do. They can't get in a DeLorean, guys, go back in time and do it again. They can't do that. So what they did is they kept going and made it better. And if that's not good enough, then nothing's going to please you. That's all there is to it. So that's going to be it. I mean, otherwise, I guess there's one thing I can just talk about, as a personal thing here. It's been a very weird time for me as a gamer because I'm in such a weird amount of lethargic sort of attitude. I've looked at the list of games that are coming out for basically the rest of the year, all the way up until March when Watch Dogs Legion comes out. And there's nothing. And by nothing, I mean nothing I'm like, oh my god, I need to play that. And I'm starting to wonder if what it is. The one thing that I immediately just got rid of is oh, maybe I'm just not so interested in games anymore. And then I realized, wait, I still play my PlayStation almost every day, so that's not true. I think we're just getting to a point now, and this is probably specific to the PS4. I imagine PC gamers on Steam don't really have this problem. But I think we're at a point now that in between here and the PS5 getting announced, we're just going to see a weird flow of just not that many games. And I know that there are some games out there that obviously people are definitely excited for. I know. Because, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I'm not necessarily head over heels for and don't need to play. And because, I mean, I'm just looking at the list now that Metacritic throws up because that's what I usually look at. So, I mean, some of the games that I know that people are definitely looking forward to. Let's see here. Of course, it's lagging again on me, just for funsies. Let's see. Borderlands 3. I don't know. Every time I look at Borderlands, I'm just thinking, man, it just looks like Borderlands again, and I don't know if I can do a fourth of those. Let's see. So I keep scrolling down here because there's a lot of indie stuff on here. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I looked at the trailers. It doesn't look that interesting to me. Wait, what? No More Heroes, the Complete Edition is coming on here? Really? Huh. I wasn't expecting that. Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 3. I still gotta fucking finish the second one. I may have to go back and redo it now because I haven't touched that game in a year. Shit. Outer Worlds, that's probably the one that I'm curious enough about that's for the rest of the year. I mean, otherwise, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, I can't justify spending $80 on a Call of Duty game because I'm only going to play the single player for a little bit and then a little bit of the multiplayer. It's just not what it used to be. I don't play the multiplayer stuff as much as I used to. Death Stranding, I gotta know what the fuck it is first. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, I've said it before at the E3 podcast I did about it. It doesn't look like anything special to me. Shenmue 3, I don't care. Doom Eternal, I can play at any time and get it over with quickly. Dying Light 2, not too big on. And then that's it until we get to March when the Final Fantasy VII Remake, Watch Dogs Legion comes out, and then April, Cyberpunk. So, I mean, it's weird because now I'm spending a lot of time in between, playing games and just staring at my shelf. I might actually just break out my PS2 and maybe start playing some old games again. I got a few old ones that I've never finished. I got Shadow Hearts Covenant. I got Suikoden 3. There's definitely stuff I could look at again. And I don't know how everybody feels, but I once in a blue moon, I get one of these really just apathetic spells where I don't care about a lot of games, and I'm just staring at my screen being like, what do I want to fucking do? And that's kind of where I am right now. And it's a bit awkward because I look at what I have and I'm thinking, I've got a lot to play, and I just can't get myself to do anything. I mean, I've got Dissidia NT sitting on my shelf. I've got the original Doom that I still have yet to play. I've got Assassin's Creed Odyssey sitting on the shelf. I could go back and play through Persona 5 because I never actually finished it. There's a lot of stuff. And for whatever reason, I'm just not curious enough to go that deep with it. So yeah, I just wanted to comment about that because I was just sitting there being like, man, it's such a weird feeling because I feel like I don't have an excuse not to be playing stuff, and yet I'm struggling to find something. I mean, you guys let me know in the comments below if that's the kind of thing you deal with once in a blue moon. I'd like to see how you guys handle that. But anyways, that's going to be it for the show. So, same stuff as always. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you want more content. Make sure you share this with all your friends that would be interested in this stuff, especially watching somebody completely lose their shit over Disney Plus, because that was interesting. And then, as always, just leave don't be hesitant to leave comments in the description. Jesus, You guys don't have that kind of power. Leave comments below, man. Like, I'm always happy to chat with stuff. I mean, I want some. There's always like the one video that people keep watching on this channel, and I'm constantly getting new comments, and I'm always happy to keep talking. So it's like, don't hesitate. Just go for it. So with that being said, guys, I'm working on, actually, as soon as I finish this recording, I'm going to start another recording because I'm finally going to start my my little mini wrestling show that I'm going to do as well. So look forward to that whenever that gets posted as well. Probably be a couple days after the podcast. So that being said, guys, thanks again for watching, and we will see you next week.